Assalamu alaikum class. Today we will start virology. In virology we will study few viruses and today we will discuss about measles virus. Measles virus basically cause a disease known as measles that is characterized by maculopapular rash all over the body. Maculopapular rash are basically flat red rash that spread on the skin and are covered with small bumps. Macule mean a flat discolored spot, while a papule mean a raised bump, red color bump. So this is called as maculopapular rash that spread all over the body, occurs basically in childhood. It is highly contagious, means it can spread from one person to another by direct contact. It is associated with high morbidity and mortality rate among children in the developing countries. Means it has a very high rate of disease spread and death rate among children in the developing countries. So moving towards our next slide, you can see that Tom and Jerry both are covered with measles, and it is also known as rubella. Okay. Measles virus, now discuss about its important properties. Humans are the only natural host. There is no animal reservoir required in this sort of infection. This virus is composed of single-stranded RNA which is involved. It is belong to the family of paramyxoviruses, has two enveloped glycoprotein on viral surface. These glycoproteins are heme agglutinin H and membrane fusion protein F. These proteins are responsible for host cell binding and invasion. How it spread? Basically, it spreads via respiratory droplets produced by coughing, sneezing, both during prodromal period. Okay, regarding prodromal period, after incubation period, prodromal period starts. Means in this period the pathogen continue to multiply and show signs and symptoms. Fine. How it transmit? It transmit via the respiratory droplets produced by coughing, sneezing, both during the prodromal period. Prodromal period is when virus is multiplying and showing its signs and symptoms. Mostly there are some high risk individuals in which malnourished children with basically vitamin A deficiency and immunocompromised patients having AIDS. These are the high risk individuals for developing measles. Regarding its pathogenesis, we will start with its incubation period. You all know what is incubation period mean. The period between the exposure to infection and the appearance of its first symptom is known as incubation period. So the period between exposure to infection and appearance of its first symptom is incubation period. First, measles virus migrate to the regional lymph node where primary viremia occurs, means virus in the blood. So the virus will disseminate to the reticuloendothelial system. Reticuloendothelial system is a network of the cell and tissues throughout the body. Its main system is to remove the dead and abnormal cells. Fine. Then secondary viremia spread virus to the body surfaces. The prodromal illness begins after the incubation period. As I have already told you that what is the incubation period and what is the prodromal illness, means after incubation period, during this phase the virus will grow or pathogen will grow to multiply and show signs and symptoms in host. Begins after the secondary viremia associated with epithelial necrosis, giant cell formation and virus shedding. With onset of the rash, antibody production begins and viral application and symptoms begin to subside. So I would like to tell you that pathogenesis is not much important for you people, but I just want to add this slide to clear your concepts. Okay, this is another slide of pathogenesis. First of all, there will be the incubation of the respiratory tract, mean the bacteria enters in the respiratory tract, infect the respiratory tract. Then there will be the local respiratory local replication in respiratory tract. Then after settling down in the respiratory tract, the virus will spread to the lymphatics. So what is it causing in the blood is viremia. There will be the wide dissemination, means wide spread of this disease. It will call, then it will move into the conjunctiva, respiratory tract, urinary tract, small blood vessels, lymphatic systems, and CNS. And where the virus is going will cause its effects also. Fine, which will later on shown in the form of signs and symptoms. Virus infected cell plus immune T cells. Then it becomes rash will appear. So after rash will appear, it could happen that there will be no resolution of acute infection, or there could be subacute secularizing panencephalitis. This means this is a progressive brain inflammation that is caused by measles. Post-infectious encephalitis is a inflammation of brain, or recovery can occur. So when patient recovers from measles, he has the lifelong immunity against this disease. Okay, moving on towards the next slide, let's talk about its clinical findings. After an incubation period of 1 to 14 days, prodromal phase will start, that is characterized by fever, conjunctivitis. In conjunctivitis, it is an inflammation of conjunctiva of the eye, that is a transparent membrane that lies your eyelid and covers the white part of your eyeball. This is conjunctiva. Okay. Then you can see over here that it can cause photophobia. Photophobia is a light sensitivity. Patient will sensitive to light, so he may not be able to open his eyes in light. It can also cause running nose, coughing, Koplik spot. Koplik spot are basically in early phase of measles. There are tiny grain of, you can say, a white sand surrounded by a red ring. It appears on buccal mucosa. Fine, and also the maculopapular rash. These rash that is raised and flat and raised bump that will cover all of their body. There are few complications that measles can cause, in which it includes encephalitis, inflammation of brain, deafness, mental retardation, and stillbirth in pregnant women. Stillbirth is the delivery of baby after 20th week of pregnancy, and the baby will be dead at that time. So this is called stillbirth. Okay. This is the clinical presentation of measles. You can see these are all the maculopapular rash. You can easily appreciate these raised red bump and pink flat surfaces. This is an overview of what we have studied till now. It's spread in lymphatics. First of all, inoculation means bacteria will enter the body. Virus will enter the body and it start replication in respiratory tract and immune cells. Then it will move towards the lymphatics, and then it can cause viremia. Few common symptoms, you can see fever, cough, runny nose, conjunctivitis, maculopapular rash, and Koplik spots. These are the Koplik spots, these white sand-like spot on the buccal mucosa. And recovery. When the patient will recover, he will be immune to this. Okay, lifelong immunity will be provided to him. Lab diagnosis is basically made on its clinical symptoms. It can isolate in cell culture, and PCR assay can also be used for the identification of measles virus. Okay, thank you, and hope all of you must go through this lecture, and I hope you will understand it very easily. Thank you so much.